carefully listen to what I am about to share with you, because the content I am going to provide will challenge and burn through every illusion that you have been living under concerning the world and the people around you. Once you hear this, it is highly recommended that you will not look at other individuals in the same way prior, while considering the perspectives of your friends, your family, your lovers, and even yourself. The truth that I am about to unveil will alter the way you perceive the world, and once it does so, it is unlikely that it will modify back to its original form. It will result in seeing beneath the facade of every charming smile, every firm handshake, every cherished promise, with an entirely new perspective. And one of the most frightening aspects you will come across, you'll find out that the mask that you have been wearing on a daily basis is the very thing that you have always been proud of. Your father did not instill this belief in you. Your teachers have not dared to whisper such sentiments. Most men would go to their grave with the blindness that has confined them to a world where only strategy thrives. But 5 centuries ago, a man named Niccolò Machiavelli took the stage and composed a book that described the mechanics of human nature in such a vivid, precise, and honest manner that the world took an intense dislike to him. This led to the book being widely condemned, his name changing to a derogatory insult. And despite all these hurdles, he was still admired and read behind closed doors by kings, commanders, and rulers. The reason behind this fascination lies in the truth that these words encompass. They not merely form a basis for theory or philosophical discussion, but they reveal the innermost operating code of humankind, this deeply buried script that we all run under and ultimately accept as truth, the reality that no one would openly admit, but everyone is bound to comply with. So why was your father impolite or silent about the truth? Why did he not want you to learn? Why do you persist in choosing ignorance over knowledge? Understand this. The truth is neither obscured nor complicated. It is simply a matter of recognizing the truth. Ignorance is not innocent. Rather, it is a demonstration of weakness. The fact that you are vulnerable to such things reveals that you are a prey for the multitude. Here is the first truth you must swallow. Whether it tastes bitter or not, people are not creatures of reason. They don't carefully weigh outcomes, like chess players planning 3 moves ahead. They don't calculate their best interests with clarity and discipline. Instead, they stumble through life pulled by invisible strings, emotion, fear, vanity, and the endless hunger to be soothed. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago and etched it into words that still cut through the illusions of today. Men judge more with their eyes than with their hands, which means this: they care less about substance and more about spectacle. What looks good almost always outruns what actually is good. You don't have to travel far to witness it. Watch the man who begs for advice, nodding earnestly as though wisdom has struck him, only to abandon every word the moment he realizes it demands sacrifice. Watch the colleague who weeps about being broke, yet bleeds his paycheck into habits that keep him chained to poverty. Watch the woman who declares she craves kindness, only to throw herself at the very chaos she swore she despised, because chaos flatters her vanity in ways stability never could. This is not an exception. It is the law. Logic does not rule mankind. Desire does. Truth does not command the masses. Perception does. And if you want to hold influence, if you want to bend a person or a crowd, you must abandon the fantasy that reason moves them. It doesn't. Reach instead for the pulse of their pride, the comfort of their illusions, the hidden need to be admired, and you will watch them move without resistance. The world does not bow to evidence. It bends to emotion. The man who understands this no longer wastes breath arguing. He persuades without speaking. He directs without force. He becomes the silent architect of the room. And while you may have been raised on the sweet-sounding mantra of loyalty, loyalty to your friends, loyalty to your company, loyalty to your partner, loyalty to your tribe, let me tell you the darker truth. Blind loyalty is not virtue. It is servitude dressed as honor. Machiavelli warned that love and fear almost never walk hand in hand. And if you are forced to choose, fear is the safer companion. Does it sound cruel? Maybe. But reality has never cared about sounding gentle. The truth is unshakable. Loyalty without balance, without reciprocity, is not loyalty at all. It is exploitation dressed in pretty words. Think about it. The friend who vanishes until his world collapses and then stumbles back to your door, calling it loyalty. Is he loyal to you, or enslaved only to his own desperation? The company that chants, "We are family," during meetings but tosses employees aside the second. Profits dip, is that family? Or camouflage for greed? And the lover who keeps one foot planted with you while leaving the other, foot dangling in the open world, demanding your unwavering devotion. Is that love? Or is it just insurance against loneliness? This is the harsh reality. You must learn to be generous with your loyalty, but merciless when it is abused. Give it freely to those who prove themselves, but never waste it on those who drain you without return. The man who clings to one-sided loyalty is not noble. He is not virtuous. He is prey, and prey is always consumed. Wheels do not honor fools who lay themselves down willingly. They devour them. True strength lies not in blind devotion, but in commanding loyalty through value, through presence, through undeniable power. Respect is earned by force of character, not by begging to be kept. If you wish to be followed, you must become the man others fear to betray and desire to stand beside. Anything less, and you are not loyal. You are expendable. And then we arrive at reputation, a word so often misunderstood, yet more powerful than money, talent, or even truth itself. Many men confuse reputation with being liked, as though popularity were the highest summit a man could climb. But to be liked is shallow. To be respected is weight. To be feared is security. One will get you applause, the other will get you obedience. Machiavelli understood this with brutal clarity when he said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be, but few truly know what you are." That is not cynicism. That is the structure of human interaction. The world is not judging your soul, it is judging the mask you present. Authenticity has been twisted into a lie. People think being authentic means spilling every detail of their inner world, exposing every wound, every thought, every truth. That is not authenticity, that is self-sabotage. Real authenticity is strategic. It is the art of curating what serves your purpose and discarding what weakens your influence. The men who endlessly complain about being misunderstood are often the weakest among us, too blind to see that no one is entitled to their truth. Power is not in revealing who you are. It is in shaping how others perceive you. You do not need everyone to know your heart. You need only the right people to know your strength. Do you want to be seen as competent? Then stop announcing problems like a beggar and start delivering solutions like a builder. Do you want to be valued? Then stop flooding every moment with your presence. Scarcity creates worth. Do you want to be seen as powerful? Then stop explaining your choices to people who have no impact on your life. Reputation is not an accident. It is an equation. Consistency, mystery, and precision woven together into magnetism. Control your image, or it will control you. And then comes conflict. Your father may have told you to avoid it, to live peacefully, to smooth over rough edges. But reality doesn't bend to such advice. Reality whispers something harsher. You're already at war. Machiavelli warned that war cannot be avoided, only delayed, and the delay never benefits you, only your enemy. That is not paranoia. That is survival. Every arena of your life is a battlefield, whether you accept it or not. At work, someone is eyeing your position. In love, someone else is waiting to take your place. In social circles, someone is quietly testing your boundaries, probing for weakness. Conflict is not an interruption of life. It is the atmosphere of life. The man who trembles before conflict is already defeated. The man who prepares for it rarely has to fight at all, because preparedness radiates. People can sense it. They know instinctively when a man cannot be pushed, and they move on to softer targets. That is why strength, even unspoken, demands respect. Build your weapons when peace surrounds you. Sharpen your skills when no one is watching. Train when no one expects you to. Save when abundance makes others foolish. This is the path to becoming untouchable. Machiavelli wrote that the fox recognizes traps, while the lion frightens wolves. Alone, each has limits. The fox without the lion is cunning but fragile. The lion without the fox is strong but blind. To endure, you must become both, clever enough to see danger before it arrives, and terrifying enough to end it when it does. That is the balance of survival. That is the posture of power. And finally, we reach the great deception, the sweet-sounding lie whispered to you since childhood. Just be nice, and people will like you. But niceness is not goodness. Niceness is not virtue. Niceness is fear, dressed up in a polite smile. It is avoidance. It is the refusal to confront reality. It is cowardice masquerading as kindness. Goodness, on the other hand, is an entirely different beast. Goodness is standing where it hurts to stand, saying the words that cut but must be said, doing the thing that burns but must be done. Niceness bends itself in half for approval. Goodness stands tall and commands respect, even if it breeds enemies in the process. Now, do you see why the world applauds the nice guy in public, but abandons him in private? Do you see why those who move with ruthless conviction, the so-called villains, are often admired in silence? Because weakness wrapped in politeness repels. It creates pity, not respect, but strength sharpened by justice. tempered by fairness, and delivered without apology. That is magnetic. You can carry kindness without ever being submissive. You can be just without ever being a people pleaser. You can wield mercy without kneeling to those unworthy of it. Machiavelli wrote that men are so enslaved by their immediate cravings that deceivers will never lack willing victims. And he was right. Look around you everywhere. People rush headfirst into the arms of those who flatter them, soothe them, or feed their illusions. They prefer comfort over clarity, lies over truth, illusion over substance. Don't be one of them. Don't become the fool who confuses weakness for virtue. See the game, learn the game, and then play it better than anyone else. So here you stand. At the threshold of truth your father never whispered. Truth society works tirelessly to hide from you. The truth that people are emotional, not rational. That loyalty is not given. It must be earned and reciprocated. That reputation is not decoration. It is a weapon. That conflict is not rare. It is constant. That strength and goodness are not opposites, but twins, partners that together build power. This is not about manipulation. It is about vision. It is about tearing away the veil and seeing life for what it truly is, a battlefield where only those awake endure. Now the choice is yours. Remain blind or step forward into awareness. Remain soft or become uncheckable. Remain nice or become formidable. Be overlooked or become unforgettable. The world does not reward invisibility. It rewards presence. It bows not to those who beg, but to those who refuse to be ignored. So remember this and carry it with you always. It may be safer to be feared than loved, but the true death of a man is to be ignored. And after hearing this, you will never again allow yourself to be invisible. You will never again be overlooked. From this moment forward, you are seen